Hey, Yankees fans, let's dive straight into the whirlwind that is this offseason because, trust me, there's a lot happening. And if you're the kind of fan who lives and breathes every roster move, this is going to get your heart racing. First off, let's talk about Kyle Schwarber. Now, Schwarber had one of those offensive seasons that make pitchers everywhere sweat bullets. 56 home runs, over 130 runs batted in, a staggering OPS, and just generally a monster year with the bat. He's exactly the kind of slugger you dream of adding to any lineup. But here's the thing. While he's an absolute hitter's dream, the fit for the Yankees is complicated. The team already has Giancarlo Stanton locked in as the primary designated hitter. Schwarber would essentially occupy the same role, alternating as an outfielder and DH, but the Yankees are structured in a way where adding him doesn't really make sense right now. It's not about talent, he's got it in spades. It's about team composition, payroll, and strategy. Plus, Schwarber is on the wrong side of 30, and while he can still hit the long ball, committing a huge contract to a player at this stage of his career carries significant risk. Financially and structurally, it's just not a smart move for the Yankees at this moment, even if it's tempting to imagine 56 more home runs in the Bronx lineup. Moving on, the bullpen news is equally important. Johnny Lasagna had his team option declined, making him a free agent. Lasagna was once one of the most promising arms the Yankees had, a high-octane prospect with an electric fastball and the potential to be a cornerstone in the bullpen. Last year, however, was rough. Over 30 appearances, he posted a 4.25 ERA across almost 30 innings. Injuries and inconsistency have slowed his trajectory, and while the talent is undeniable, the health concerns have forced the Yankees to move on. It's unfortunate, but it's the reality of the game. Sometimes potential isn't enough if the player can't stay on a mound. On the flip side, Tim Hill had his option exercised, meaning he's sticking around for next season. Hill's performance was quietly excellent. Over 70 games, he maintained a 3.09 ERA with 37 strikeouts in 67 innings. His whip of just over 1 shows he's a guy who consistently induces contact and gets outs efficiently. Hill might not make the highlight reels every night, but the team knows how valuable he is, and having him back gives the bullpen stability. That said, the Yankees still need to add more depth to the bullpen. With some key arms potentially hitting free agency, they'll need to be creative, whether that means trades or other strategic acquisitions. The market is full of possibilities, and there are plenty of high-leverage arms out there that could dramatically improve the team's late-inning options. Now, let's talk about the player who could really shake things up, Kyle Tucker. This is the kind of off-season opportunity that doesn't come along often. The Cubs might let Tucker hit free agency, and if that happens, the Yankees should be all in. Tucker is not just a good player. He is one of the elite bats in Major League Baseball. He can hit for power, hit for average, and his on-base skills make him incredibly valuable. Last season, even with some lingering injuries, he posted an OPS of 840 on the road, showing he can perform in tough environments and against elite pitching. Picture this, a lineup with Aaron Judge, Tucker, Stanton, and maybe even Ben Rice inserted somewhere. The offensive potential is enormous. Tucker could be the missing piece that elevates the Yankees to a level where they are dangerous in every series, every game. And here's the kicker. If the Dodgers aren't prioritizing him and the Cubs are letting him walk, the Yankees have a golden window to make him their #1 target. This is the kind of move that changes the trajectory of a team because it's not just about adding talent. It's about adding a bat that can consistently deliver in high-leverage moments. Meanwhile, the situation with Cody Bellinger is interesting as well. There are rumors about him returning to Los Angeles, but realistically, that seems unlikely. The Dodgers have already moved on from him, indicating that they're not interested in a long-term partnership despite his past MVP-level performance. If Tucker ends up in the Bronx, Bellinger could still be available for the Yankees. Ideally, you'd pair Tucker in the outfield with Bellinger at first base, creating a lineup that balances power, athleticism, and consistency. This is where strategy and timing matter. The Yankees have to be patient and smart. They can't overcommit to players like Pete Alonso if the real priority should be Tucker. Alonso is certainly a talented hitter with significant power, but the way he strikes out and defensive limitations make him a less optimal addition compared to Tucker. The Yankees need a smart, balanced approach. Reinforce the outfield with elite bats, keep the payroll reasonable, and focus on building a team that can dominate both in the regular season and the postseason. At the end of the day, the Yankees' offseason could hinge on a few key decisions. Do they go all in for Tucker and Bellinger, potentially reshaping the heart of the lineup? Do they try to fit someone like Schwarber into the mix, even if it creates redundancy and payroll challenges? And how do they manage bullpen depth to ensure they can close out games with confidence? Each decision will have ripple effects on roster construction, financial flexibility, and, ultimately, the team's chances to compete for a championship. The excitement and the tension comes from these choices. Fans should be paying attention because the next few months will determine whether the Yankees are just participating or truly contending at the highest level. Every signing, every option exercised, every trade rumor matters, and the team's ability to navigate this landscape intelligently will define their season before a single pitch is thrown. Now, let's dive even deeper into what could really shape the Yankees in the upcoming season, because the offseason isn't just about adding one superstar. It's about balance, timing, and creating a team that can handle every situation the grind of Major League Baseball throws at it. Let's circle back to the outfield and the potential addition of Kyle Tucker. Think about it. Tucker brings not only raw power, but also elite on-base skills, speed, and defensive versatility. He's the kind of player who can change a game with one swing, and his presence in a lineup doesn't just add a bat. It forces opposing pitchers to constantly adjust their approach. Imagine him hitting second or third, sandwiched between Aaron Judge and Giancarlo Stanton. That's an instant nightmare for any pitching staff. And when you factor in the possibility of adding Bellinger at first base, you're creating a lineup that has depth, balance, and flexibility. The Yankees could rotate players, strategically rest key contributors, and still maintain a lineup capable of producing 20 or 30 runs in a high-stakes series. That's the kind of off-season planning that separates a good team from a championship contender. But it's not just about the big names. The bullpen is a critical component, and right now the Yankees have some decisions to make. Tim Hill is back, which is fantastic. He's reliable, induces contact, and rarely allows big innings. But with potential departures like Devin Williams or Weaver hitting free agency, the team will need to get creative. Maybe it's a trade, maybe it's scouting a high-leverage arm from another organization, or even an under-the-radar free agent who can slot into a key role. The bullpen isn't glamorous, but it's the difference between winning one-run games and losing them. And in a division as competitive as the American League East, those one-run games add up fast. The Yankees front office has to think beyond just the headline names. They need depth, flexibility, and arms that can handle pressure situations without faltering. That's the kind of strategic planning that keeps a team in contention deep into October. Then, there's the rotation. The Yankees have some promising pieces, but injuries and inconsistency have always been a concern. Adding a frontline starter, or even a reliable mid-rotation arm, could transform the team's postseason chances. We've seen it before. A strong bullpen can carry a team through the late innings. But if the starters can't consistently go 6 or 7 innings, that bullpen gets overworked. The Yankees need to think strategically, balancing investment in the rotation with the cost of acquiring offensive stars. And yes, the market is unpredictable. Contracts, player preferences, and even rival teams' decisions will influence what options are realistically available. This is where smart negotiation and timing become crucial. Making the right move a week too early or a week too late can completely change the landscape. Now, while we're talking about roster construction, let's touch on the infield. Cody Bellinger at first base makes perfect sense. He's naturally a first baseman, and putting him there allows the team to keep his bat in the lineup without defensive compromises. If the Yankees can pair him with Tucker in the outfield and keep Judge and Stanton in their usual spots, you're essentially creating an offensive juggernaut. Add in depth pieces like Ben Rice or other versatile players, and the Yankees have the flexibility to cover injuries or rest key starters without losing productivity. That's a level of roster depth that becomes crucial when you're aiming for the postseason, where every game carries higher stakes and the margin for error is razor thin. Trade strategy is another factor that can't be ignored. The Yankees have some minor league talent, particularly in pitching prospects, that could be leveraged to acquire high-upside arms or complementary hitters. With surplus outfielders or other position players, they can make deals that simultaneously fill gaps and maintain long-term flexibility. Every trade is a calculated risk, and in this market, finding undervalued players who can contribute immediately while preserving future potential is essential. The front office has to weigh short-term gains versus long-term stability, and that's a delicate balance. Misstep on either side could lead to a crowded roster or an imbalanced team that struggles to perform in high-leverage situations. And let's not forget the psychological factor. Adding a player like Tucker isn't just about the stats, it's a statement. It signals to the league and to the team that the Yankees are serious about competing at the highest level. It boosts clubhouse morale and gives players confidence that management is committed to building a winner. The ripple effects of one marquee signing can be profound, affecting chemistry, on-field performance, and even fan engagement. It's part of the intangible aspect of team building that doesn't always show up in the box score, but can be just as critical as any home run or strikeout. Ultimately, the Yankees' offseason strategy is a complex puzzle with many pieces. Elite hitters, a reliable bullpen, rotation stability, infield flexibility, trade opportunities, and the mental edge that comes from smart acquisitions. Kyle Tucker and Cody Bellinger could be the cornerstone of a lineup that intimidates pitchers night after night, while smart bullpen management and rotation planning could ensure that the team is ready for every postseason scenario. Depth, versatility, and timing will define this offseason. Every move has consequences, and the Yankees' ability to navigate this high-stakes environment will determine whether they simply compete or dominate. The decisions made now will echo all season long, shaping not only the roster, but the trajectory of the franchise for years to come. The offseason isn't just about speculation. It's about crafting a plan that maximizes every opportunity. Securing a player like Tucker while strategically managing the bullpen, rotation, and lineup flexibility could set the Yankees up for a season that is both dominant and resilient. Integrating these players seamlessly into the existing roster, balancing finances, and optimizing matchups across the schedule is a challenge. But the reward is potentially historic. The Yankees have a rare chance to blend elite offensive firepower, strategic pitching depth, and positional versatility into a team that can compete at the highest level from opening day through October. Every decision in the next few months will resonate for years to come, making this offseason one of the most critical and intriguing in recent memory. But before we continue, please remember to join our channel and give this video a like. Your support allows us to keep bringing you the latest news about the New York Yankees. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments. Whispers are swirling through the Bronx, and the New York Yankees are suddenly at the center of clubhouse drama. Sources close to the team suggest that a key starter has been sidelined following a heated altercation in the clubhouse, a move that has sent shockwaves through fans and insiders alike. Manager Aaron Boone, known for his calm yet firm approach, reportedly made the difficult decision to temporarily remove the player from the lineup after tensions boiled over during a post-practice confrontation. Details remain murky, but eyewitness accounts paint a picture of a charged atmosphere, with voices raised and emotions flaring among teammates. While the specifics of the disagreement have not been disclosed, the timing is raising eyebrows. The Yankees, who have been quietly navigating a season filled with ups and downs, now face the added pressure of managing internal discord while keeping their eyes on the playoff picture. Boone, who has weathered his fair share of controversies, is said to be emphasizing accountability and professionalism, insisting that the team must come together despite personal differences. "We have standards here, both on and off the field," an anonymous source claimed. Boone isn't one to let things slide when it comes to team cohesion. The player's absence is reportedly indefinite, leaving fans speculating when, or if, he will return to the starting lineup. Social media has lit up with reactions, ranging from shock to curiosity as followers dissect every snippet of information. Analysts are already weighing the potential impact on upcoming games, questioning whether this internal disruption could derail the Yankees' rhythm at a critical point in the season. Trade whispers and lineup adjustments are now part of the conversation, though nothing has been confirmed. What's clear is that the Bronx Bombers are navigating a precarious moment, one that tests not only their skill on the diamond, but also the strength of their locker room bonds. For now, the rumor mill is in full swing, and fans are left to wonder, will the situation resolve quietly, or are we witnessing the start of a much larger saga inside Yankee Stadium? That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the New York Yankees, please subscribe to our channel and give us a like. We always appreciate your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.